What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I want to address what these huge benefits were that we saw over the past year. Why lawmakers and experts are saying that we need more. We cannot just stop stimulus. I want to talk about what Democrats' next move could potentially be, and I want to address the new stimulus package, where we are with that, how close we are from seeing that actually pass, and what the American people need to do moving forward. So, if you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. So, let's get into the update for today. First, according to a recent report from the Census Bureau, the federal government actually kept 53 million families out of poverty in 2020. In 2019, the number was 35 million people were kept out of poverty due to government programs. That is big. That's an additional 18 million people were kept out of poverty simply because of things like stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and enhanced nutrition assistance. That is great. This doesn't even include rental assistance because, well, let's face it, rental assistance is still so slow to get out to the American people. But it has helped. Now, what was the difference from 2020 to 2019? Well, despite a global, which obviously took over millions of people's lives, right? Every single person was pretty much upended from their normal life and thrown into this. And it's not looking great. It wasn't looking great, especially in the beginning. Well, seeing tens of millions of people go on unemployment and people draining their bank accounts just to survive a possible 2 to 4 week pretty much lockdown. Well, we're over a year into it, and many people still have not gotten the relief that they need. But here's what we know. The biggest reason why 53 million people or 53 million families were kept out of poverty was simply because of the stimulus benefits that our government provided for us. They looked after us in the beginning. This includes, again, stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, those enhanced benefits of $300 per week, those benefits for unemployment assistance for people that are self-employed gig workers and freelancers, right? Long-term unemployment, which in the beginning we didn't need, but because we were expecting 2 to 4 weeks of a lockdown, and then we see, oh, okay, this is going on for past a year. Those helped. Just to give you an idea how much those things have helped, here's what we know. Just the $1,200 stimulus checks, that actually kept 12 million people out from the poverty, or above the poverty level just from last year. There was another 5.5 million people that were kept above the poverty line due to unemployment benefits. That was hugely successful. And then another 3.2 million people were kept above the poverty level due to the monthly nutrition assistance. This is still something that's going on. But according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, they point out that these programs are almost all done. Yes, there are still people that get unemployment benefits, but they're not getting the $300 per week. People that are self-employed, gig workers, and freelancers do not have any unemployment benefits whatsoever. They get $0. And people that have long-term unemployment, well, they ran out, so they're back to zero again. That's an issue. But this group is saying that the chances of Congress agreeing to a fourth stimulus check with an overwhelming majority is extremely low. It's extremely unlikely at this point that they're going to approve a fourth stimulus check with an overwhelming majority. They may be able to pass it, a Democrat-only bill, a budget reconciliation with this. Republicans aren't going to go for it, but they say that things would have to be very bad. Things would have to get extremely bad, worse off than we were last year, in order to see Congress pass additional stimulus and push for the unemployment benefits being extended. Well, the unemployment benefits right now, they worked. Okay, they worked, and lawmakers are trying to get them pushed back into this infrastructure bill. But this would most likely, according to the reports this afternoon, and I addressed this morning as well, is that if we see AOC and her group get this unemployment benefit pushed back into the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, chances are we would not see that $300 per week boost. It would just be providing unemployment benefits to freelancers, gig workers, and the self-employed, possibly doing an extended long-term unemployment benefit program as well, but the $300 per week boost would most likely not be included. And I think many lawmakers understand this, and they agree with that, because the $300 per week boost, not only would it help out millions of people, but it could actually hold people back from going to get their job back or a new job. And that's not what the Biden administration is wanting. Now, there's only one benefit that is still being given to the American people. Now, rental assistance, yes. I'm not going to address that, though, just because it's so slow. But the one piece of assistance coming out every single month is that nutrition assistance. That is still going on. And actually, it's going to get a raise. It's going to go up next month. So starting in October, we're going to see a 25% increase on top of the maximum amount. So just understand, right now, I believe every single person is getting a 15% bump on top of their maximum amount. However, it's actually going to go back to the max, so it's going to go down that 15%, and that's going to go up the additional 25%. So that's actually pretty good news. That's going to provide more assistance to lower income families. So that's going to be big there. But here's the issue. The growing concern is that the Delta variant is actually going to hurt many people. It's going to cause more issues than many people even realize. What we are seeing is that reports indicate that lawmakers are considering more direct relief to the American people. They want to see additional relief, but at the same time, they understand they can't provide it if the majority of Congress doesn't approve of it. But they say right now, it's going to come down to if jobs come back quickly or not. If they don't come back very quickly, then maybe unemployment benefits would be needed. They also say if cases are to surge again and businesses have to close down, that would be an issue. And if schools will see more outbreaks, then yes, according to them, they will provide more direct relief to the American people to help them get through this. However, when one lawmaker says, yes, we will, I can tell you right now, don't even listen to it. When 2 lawmakers, even 10 lawmakers say, yes, we're going to do that, it really doesn't mean a thing. Even if it's, Senator Schumer, who's the Senate Majority Leader. He's the Majority Leader, but it doesn't mean he can get everybody on board, which he's struggling with right now. Speaker Nancy Pelosi, yes, she's pretty much the leader of the House, but at the same time, she can't get everybody on board as well. And then you got President Biden. Yes, he's the leader of this country, but at the same time, many people say somebody else is pulling the strings. Many people say that he is not going to get everybody on board. But we will see what happens there. But here's what I can tell you. Just last week, we actually saw an increase in the new unemployment claims. Just from last week, it actually went up over 20,000 people. Now, I can tell you right now, 20,000 people and seeing an increase in 1 week, it doesn't mean, oh, let's go get unemployment benefits back. That's not what lawmakers are saying. What experts are looking at is, will these numbers continue to rise? If they do, then yes, lawmakers may continue to push for additional unemployment benefits. However, at this time, they say we need to look and see, are these numbers increasing? Number one, if they are, okay, is unemployment benefits or unemployment rate, is that actually increasing as well? Or are we still seeing that decrease, but yet new unemployment claims are actually going up? Right? Because again, all these things, they will tell a story. They will give us an idea as to where we're headed. So that's what they're looking for. And again, they may fight for additional unemployment benefits, but at this time, it's just a new proposal, okay? That's just all it is. Now, it is retroactive, which would go back to September 6th, which is 10 days ago. But again, and that's not going to make or break anybody, but if it doesn't get extended at all, that could make or break somebody. That could make or break a family. So that's what they're looking at. Now, here's the hard part. According to the reports this afternoon, they're saying that right now, many lawmakers are worried that Joe Manchin isn't actually going to be the hardest person to persuade into accepting a $3.5 trillion stimulus package. They say that lawmakers are more worried now that Kyrsten Sinema is the one that's going to be the major holdout. And here's the reason why. Kyrsten Sinema has been very specific. She's very good at wording things the way she wants to say it. She doesn't just go and throw out any words. She specifically said multiple times, even her spokesperson has said this exact same thing, is that she does not agree and she will not support a $3.5 trillion stimulus package or infrastructure bill no matter what. This is not a negotiation. She will not change her mind. Now, what has Joe Manchin said? Senator Joe Manchin has stated that he won't back a $3.5 trillion price tag because he wants to see proof of why we need that much spending. He wants the money to go to the right people. He wants to ensure we do not see runaway inflation. So what's the difference? Joe Manchin is giving ideas, giving reasons why he doesn't support it. And every single one of those ideas can be countered with, if we don't see runaway inflation, well, there you go. That idea is pretty much tossed. Okay? If Democrats can prove why they need $3.5 trillion in stimulus spending, well, there you go. That argument is then gone as well. So again, this is the reason why Senator Kyrsten Sinema is the harder holdover, because she's just outright saying, I will not support $3.5 trillion in spending. And that's not a negotiation, and you cannot change her mind. That's the reason why we're seeing all these issues now, because Kyrsten Sinema, if she votes against the bill, that means Democrats in the Senate only have 49 yeses, yet they need 50 in order to get Vice President Kamala Harris to vote yes as well, which would be the simple majority of 51 votes. Again, it's all coming down to numbers. The state declared a statewide hospital resource crisis. Yes, a hospital resource crisis. Things right now are not looking great in Idaho. This is going to allow medical facilities to actually ration healthcare and triage patients. Here's what I can tell you. Many hospitals are now trying to use conference rooms and storage closets as rooms. If they can get a bed in there, they will use it as a room. But most are saying that right now, at any given time, patients are left waiting for a room because there's no available beds. That's turning into a big issue. This isn't just the state of Idaho. However, multiple states are very close to this exact same scenario. So what I can tell you is, yes, we need to continue to be vigilant, continue to wash our hands, social distance if we can't, wear a mask, right? Do the simple things that we know work. Right? That's all we have to do. Now, when it comes to wearing a mask, I don't actually have a mask here with me, but what I can tell you is the N95 masks are the ones you want to wear. I can tell you right now, you are going to hear all these reports say, no, a cloth mask is just fine, right? These little surgical masks, they work and they're perfectly fine, and they do work. However, they're not as effective as an N95 mask. The only reason why you're being told to use a cloth mask or a surgical mask is simply because they do not want to run out of the N95s like they did last year. The N95s are supposed to be going to hospitals, clinics, to healthcare facilities. However, I can tell you right now, an N95 is much better than if you just use a cloth mask. I can say this for a fact, and just give you an idea. Okay, just give you an idea. You know if a mask is working, okay? You know if it's working because you're not inhaling anything. To take a cloth mask, let's say you go and throw some dirt in your face or whatever. Chances are you're gonna see some dirt inside your mask because there's little holes, there's little spots that it can go in, right? But if you put an N95 over your face, over your mouth and nose, throw a bunch of dirt in your face, right? Close your eyes, throw a bunch of dirt in your face, you will not have any dirt inside that mask. I can tell you that right now. But you don't have to go and do it, okay? Just trust me on this one. I have done it. Okay, I do know what it does. I've also done it when I'm doing drywall for a house and you get all the dust particles. Okay, so if you have an N95, I'd suggest use it when you're around a lot of people. But if you're just gonna go around a few people and you just want to throw on a surgical mask, you should be just fine. So again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys on the next one. You guys on the next one. You guys on the next.